Today I'm chatting with Karina Vargas, owner of Label Method in the San Francisco Bay Area. She works with her team to maximize every square foot of her clients' homes by decluttering, downsizing, and minimizing. Because after all, real estate in San Francisco is not cheap. Label Method's goal is to bring happiness, functionality, convenience, harmony, and satisfaction to each client's home. Welcome to the show, Karina.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here in your podcast, in this show. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're so excited to chat with you today. I have been working with you for the past few months, and it has been such a joy to get to know you and your business and learn all about Label Method and this exciting journey that you're on in one of the biggest metro areas in the United States. You are about to crush it with your up-leveled pricing, and I can't be more excited for you. So tell us about yourself. What called you to get into this field?
Yeah, likewise. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad that I found you in this journey. I'm sorry for the sound. It's okay. Let me just open a little bit. 1 second. I'm sorry for the sound.
It's okay, no worries.
Okay, let's do it again. So, okay. Likewise, Melissa, I'm so glad that I found you in this journey. For me, it was a pleasure to find you because, okay, so for tell you a little bit about me, I'm Karina. I'm from Colombia. I came here to the US 5 years ago as a student. I came here to the US to study something different because I'm industrial engineer. So I decided to come here and study English, learning English, and also I was studying in the college marketing, like a social media and marketing, and yeah. So I've been like it sounds like a long time, but it's just 5 years, and it's like oh my gosh, so many things happens in my life, and I'm so happy because I started with this business 8 months ago, since I was finishing my program, my studies in the college. So I had a marketing, like a class, social media class, and my teacher was like, you have to do something like a business or create an idea for your business. And I always was like in that type of person, like even when I was in Colombia in my career, I always wants to be like entrepreneur, and I was like a salesperson in Colombia, like selling my jewelry, selling something, always I was in that type of field. And since I came here, I said I have to do something different because I wanted that for my future, have something from me. I want to create something. So I was looking for that idea, which one will be a better, like a better feel for my type of personality. And also I'm very creative person. So I like to do like things with my hands. And I said, what should I do? And in that moment, I haven't realized how much I like organize. So in the past, I was like organization was like it's like a habit, was like my daily use. I use it for every day, and I feel, but I didn't realize how much that means for me. Since everything happens with the pandemic, and I have to be in home, like at home all the time, studying and working. So I realized like being organized, my space, even my desk, even everything means to me like having like a release in my mind, like a feel free, feel like a open for the start of the day, and also be more productive. So I started watching the TV show in Netflix, like The Home Edit, and also Mary Kondo, and I realized, oh my gosh, I like that one. I like to do that one, and I was so engaged with that process. So I started just be studying this organization because I was doing like a just spontaneously, like I organize by myself, but I haven't have like a system. And I study, like I was studying and like I make ready for open the business, and that's why I decided to open and launch the business 8 months ago.
Yeah. So from Columbia to industrial engineering to a class on social media marketing to having those entrepreneurial roots already with, you know, your jewelry company and things like that. This is like the perfect fit for you to create Label Method. How did you come up with your business name and your branding?
Okay, that was a long story because at the beginning we call fully organized. That was very like a simple and very like the name was what we do basically. And I was very in love with that one, since we didn't know too much about the laws, about many things about California and the United States. We didn't realize we have to make like a trademark and all that stuff. So we used to do like the LLC for California, and it was like a perfect because nobody has the same name in California. So we started working with that name. So we spent like I spent a lot of money in marketing and in social media and everything, like on my website, everything with that name. When I realized the same name was used for another company in Florida, we got in a trouble with that part. So we have to make that transition, the name and everything. So that was like a nightmare for me because I was in love with that name. I was very attached with the fully organized name, and I was like rejecting that transition that I have to make. I was like, oh no, I don't know, what should I name? I have to do another name, but I don't know. And no ideas come out my mind. And it was like, how should I name that company? When I decided to sit down and make names, creating my name, I was like doing many, like for example, organizing with something like with purpose, or I don't know, many names. And I was looking for in the with the brand page.
The thesaurus and everything
Yeah.
where you can see all the related
Yeah,
words.
I was doing that part after I learned like we have to do that. So I did that, and the name was already taken for someone. And I was so frustrated because I couldn't find a name for my company. And the time was like I have to do it this month because the law, I have like a due date for change my name. And one day I was reviewing a receipt from Staples, from the store, like for office supplies store. I don't know if you have it in where you live.
Yeah,
But
Staples. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
so I was like oh, I was realizing like they have a name that one of the items that they sell, but it doesn't mean it's like a organization or office supplies. They didn't say nothing like that. It's just like a one article that they sell is the name, Staples. And I was, oh, maybe I have to find out something in my company like that, something very relative in my company, or something like it's very important in my process or in my system. So since I have this method or this process in my company with the 5S step, like it's a Japanese methodology, I said, for me, the most important part of the process is labeling everything, because we are creating a space for everything, and that's why we call label method, because that's the most important part of the process in my company or in my system.
So cool. Yeah. So 5S is basically, like Karina mentioned, a Japanese methodology where there's 5 different components. And let's see, you have, oh my gosh.
We use that one a lot in industrial, like a field.
Yeah.
in mechanical field, and I use a lot when I was working as an engineer in Colombia. So I just decided to adapt that methodology in my company as well. Like the first step is gonna be like a make a system, like a declutter organization, like a classify, categorize, like a clean, and after like a systematize with a label.
So you have sort, you have set in order, you have shine, standardize, and sustain. And I remember using this in my days in biotech. So I used to work for big biopharma companies, and everything had to be 5S. So like we would go into the office supply room, and it was our job to keep it at 5S standards. Or you would go into the laboratory, obviously, especially in an FDA regulated environment, everything has to be labeled, clean, sanitized, you know, really set into their spaces. Nothing can be messy, right? So
Exactly.
that's so cool.
And we can make the system for everything. Exactly. So yeah, it's very important, even for our wallets, even for our drawers in our nightstand, is for everything that can be applied. So that's why I decided to apply it as well for my business, because I realize it's very important to be just not working for places have to work for us, you know.
Exactly. Make your spaces work for you. And that, you know, relates back to what I said in the intro. Obviously, being in San Francisco Bay Area, real estate isn't cheap there. With your clients in their homes, you know, this has to be something that is giving them a return on their dollar, right? If they're decluttering, downsizing, minimizing, really getting their space back and being able to utilize every square inch of their very expensive home or apartment, right?
Exactly.
So that leads me to my next question. What are your favorite types of projects? I know you, and I know that you've been working with a team, which is super exciting. Do you guys like big jobs, small jobs? Tell us about your favorite types of projects.
Okay, yeah, for sure. We love big jobs. We love to do, in my personal opinion, I love to do business, like business offices, like create, because I was an employee before. So I know how important is being in a very good environment to you be productive. If so, that means a lot to me. So that's why I would love to create like a space, a very good for employees, and they feel like at home. They feel very good. They feel productive. They feel like they have everything, all resources. So that's one of the most important one the most I like. Offices, spaces like that, and also pantries. For me, is very important because pantries is when is are located most of the time next to the kitchen, so or inside the kitchen. So we have to be, since we don't have too much time to cook or to make the dinner or something. It's very important if we have everything at home or in the pantry, very labeled, and it's very fun. For me, it's so much fun. Like I just fill our containers, make labels for the containers, and you can realize how much do you have for each item. And that's very important because that reduces your time, wasting time looking for if you have rice or not, or you overpay or overbuy items that you still have in your pantry. So yeah, that's the two areas that I like.
Yeah, and that relates back to your industrial engineering background, obviously, with, you know, wanting a space for everything and everything in its place, and being able to have that type of brain that can spatial plan and be able to see, okay, we have this much rice, we have this much oats or this much pasta, this is how much is going to fit, and be able to buy the correct product, right? Be able to get the right bins, the right decanters, things like that. So your background, definitely, I can see how it has made your business really successful because you have that type of brain that you can go in and know exactly what to do. So that's super cool.
Yeah, that's a very fun fact that I want to show you here. I want to share with you. It's like at the beginning, I just hired my people for working with me, and they were before doing like a cleaning kitchens and doing like a cleaning things. and they were like a very excited working with me, but at the beginning they were saying, hey Karina, we have to think a lot in this job. And I said, yes, it's not easy that it looks, because you have to create like a plan in your mind, and you have to make a system for everything, and also you have to locate items, depends of your needs, depends of every client is different. So yeah, that was very fun, because for me was like yeah, we have to think about it, we have to use our mind all the time, and I was doing that. That was my job, and just giving them two instructions about, hey, we have to use that one for like a many items, and they are learning as well. So for me it's very successful seeing them like a growing as well, like they are growing too, they are learning, they are doing another type of job, not just cleaning. It's like they are thinking, they are just making ideas, that's a very good for me too.
Yeah, it's fulfilling because you get to be kind of the boss, and not just the boss, but the friend and the mentor and the teacher and the trainer, and really take your industrial engineering, your education, your background, be able to kind of teach them and kind of take them under your wing like apprentices, and be able to teach them and walk them through the organizing process. Like you said, it's definitely harder than it looks, right? Everybody, I think, watches these TV shows and it's the TV magic of, oh, they just put stuff in a bin and they made it pretty and that's it, right? And that's not the reality.
That's true. That's true.
So I know that you recently got married, so congrats, very exciting. And your husband and you are both entrepreneurs. So I really see you guys as this like power couple. You're both in business. He is in real estate, which obviously this goes hand in hand, right? Because you're in home organization and he's in real estate. So tell us about how that's going for you. Is it hard working kind of together, both as entrepreneurs? Tell us more about that.
Okay, be honest, the beginning was so stressful to be in like in both business, because I have like I in the past I have a lot of like a low confidence about me, like a less confidence about talking with people and making phone calls. And when I decided to open this business, it was like a partnership with him. So I was like just being next to him all the time, and please call this client for me, please do this for me, please write this email for me. And he was also busy in his business, and he was studying as well, so he needs more time doing that. And yeah, it was like a chaos, it was like so stressful being just depending on him all the time. And also I was working outside with my people, and they were, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. So at the end, our life was like a crazy situation, just working, 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 and talking about work, and doing things at home as well, just talking about work. And after I decided to continue with the company and I started changing the name and everything, he said, okay, no more. I need to be focused on my business, and you need to be focused on yours. And I really appreciate that, because at the beginning I didn't understand what he was saying. I said like, why? You are my husband, you need to help me, and I realized like we need to do that one. We had to do that one, because we are starting a new businesses. It's not easy, like like everyone knows. It's difficult, and we have to be like a support each other. Like if his business is growing, he can support my business in the same. So we cannot depend the from one business just, so that's why we decided to be like each one separate, being in our business. And also we can support each other. For of course I was doing his stuff like a marketing things before, but after I decided just be focused on mine, he's doing his business, his things, and I can support sometimes, and also he can support me sometimes. Of course we still like talking, and during dinner time, during lunchtime, we still talking about, hey, how's your sale? How's my client? How is everything? But that's life, you know, that's very good because we don't know, we don't have like a more family next to us. So we need to be support each other in these type of things. But it's been so great right now. It's more like a easygoing right now because I'm just used him as a advisor, as a support, but not like before. Before he was like, it was like a responsibility for him, and he was like with all that pressure all the time, and was the same with me. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with working both from home, like being a home-based business, right? You're both, you know, service providers out in the community, but your home base is at your home. And so, you know, constantly with the ongoing pandemic, you know, with COVID, feeling like you're like on top of each other sometimes, you know, and you have to be able to set those boundaries, right? You have to be able to like, okay, we're going to go have a fun day, or we're going to go out for dinner. We're not going to talk about business, or we're going to go, you know, out for ice cream, and we're going to have fun and play and not be like serious business people. Right.
Yeah, we do that right now. We learn about it. So we said right now after 7 or 6 p.m., we said, okay, no more. No more. Let's talk about another type of things, and let's talk about us. Let's talk, let's enjoy the time, each other. Let's go walk. But yeah, we have to do it because otherwise it was so crazy, like just a lot of things to do, you know, a lot of many things, just talking about business and business and business, and was so stressful about it. But
Yeah,
right now it's much
the
better.
list never ends, right? There's constantly more and more and more to do. So on that note, I know that at the beginning, you know, you mentioned you had kind of low confidence. You were kind of feeling like, oh, can you write this email, or can you do this phone call, or can you do this consultation with me and we can go together? So tell us about how this journey has been for you in growing your business as a recent immigrant to the US. So like you mentioned, you know, being from Colombia, coming here for school, and then creating the business, which is super exciting, but working through things like cultural differences or working through language barriers, things like that. How has that been?
Oh my gosh, that have been like a challenge for me a lot. Yeah, to be honest, it was so stressful at the beginning. I'm like a shy person, so I can just talk. And also everything was in our minds, you know. I was learning with the process, like we used to put those barriers in ourselves, in our minds all the time. So I decided, since this business was like a little bit stop for the transition name, and everything was like a slow down, I decided to start it, working in a company for a designer, like as a designer. And also for the most important thing was for learning and for being more like I lose that fear that I feel, you know, or more like for create more confidence to speak with my client, to talk with the client and explain everything. So that was the main purpose to do it, that one. And right now I'm doing like a part-time job, um, meeting people and create the design for closets. So it's the same feel. So I'm doing the same thing basically with closets.
Yeah, and
But
you're getting training, you're getting more experience, you're getting a more practice, right? I know I grew up having to speak Spanish because I lived so close to the border of Mexico, being in San Diego, and then I took 4 years in university, and then I worked in HR as a HR manager for a mostly Hispanic population, and I was using Spanish every day and everything. But then I stopped practicing, and honestly, I've like completely forgot my Spanish. So until you get that practice, until you're in a job, right? Like as a designer now, you know, even though it's part-time, you're getting to practice, you're getting to get out there more, you're learning new words, you're learning new styles. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I was at the beginning, I was saying like, oh no, maybe I cannot do it. Maybe it's, you know, all the bad things that we just always think about us. And I said, no, maybe I can do it. Maybe this is too much. Maybe I cannot go and sell something. When I started doing, I received a training and I was studying like a making sales. And I said, yes, I can do it. I can communicate. I can do it. Why not? If I had like 20 projects already in my company, why not? And and also I think everything started when I was making a phone call with my in my business last year with a client, and she was like a very rude about my pronunciation and about my language. So I think it's I was always thinking about, like, I was very shy about it, but also that person confirmed that I can talk, that I can do it, and I believed that one, and I was in that situation. So that's why I was very fair about talking and by phone, receiving phone calls. When I receive a phone call, I just gave that phone call to my husband and say, please answer to me, maybe it's a client, oh please make it that phone call. I was so nervous about it. And since I said about, if I want to continue with my business, I have to make a decision right now. And one of one of those was like, make the effort, try, push myself and say I can do it. Or the other one was like, try to be outside and explore the business outside and try to learn a new things, and also like a practice, like you mentioned before, practice with another type of clients. It's not my clients, so I have to, like, maybe I feel more comfortable about that. So yeah, it has been very fun. Like, it's already 2 months with this job, and it's been good because I feel more confident every day when I see my sales, when I see also people, I see people and meet people every day. And also that means a lot of knowledge for my business as well. So it's been was a good decision to.
Yeah, good for you. You're getting paid training, paid, on the job support and practice. And in the meantime, you're able to build up Label Method and really understand the industry more too. Designing closets, it goes hand in hand with home organizing. So you're hitting it from all angles, with your husband being in real estate, with your industrial engineering background, with your closet designing now. Like, I just totally see you taking off in the next year. I'm so excited for your growth. And for our listeners, you can find Karina and check out her business at Label Method on Instagram. And you can check out her website at mylabelmethod.com. So thank you so much for being here today, Karina. Honestly, it's been so great to watch you grow over the past few months, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Thank you for all your help. And also, you are so great and so inspiring for everyone in this field. So thank you so much for everything you teach us every day. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Oh, yay. It's my pleasure and it's my joy, and anything that I can do to help give back, I'm always here for you. So I'm super excited to know you and have you in my network. And again, can't wait to see what you do next.
Yeah, of course.